Hello and welcome to the iVP Feature Spotlight 2401.0. Today I would like to show you 4 new features, which includes the nested save file, the mathematical expressions, the layer system, and the ground marking for the path tool. So let's start with the ground marking for the path tool. I will just do a little quick ground marking here. So I will just create 4 points with the path tool. Let's say we are going for 50 meters with 90 degrees, or let's go with 180, yes. 50 meters again, and let's go with the next one here, 50 meters, 90 degrees, and 50 meters. So we have a little square for preparation. I will disable the edge length and make the type to ground marking. So what we have now is that we are able to have just little pathways for indicating like floor ground markings or safety markings. So what we are able to do is to change the alignment. Center is what we see here. So we have the path between the 2 points, and we can select center inside. So the 1000 millimeters are now indicated from the marking here to the inside. Then we have outside as well. It's the same, just to the outside. We can change the line width, which is changing it in 3D and also in 2D, to have like a stronger ground marking. And what we can do now is to change the gap between the inner selection and the outer selection, inner marking, outer marking. So what we have now is here this gap. Changing it to center, inside, or outside is changing it accordingly. So color is also something we can select, just different colors here. And yeah, that's it. That's the ground marking. So the next feature I would like to show you is the layer system, which we added recently. We defined some layers which are fixed at the moment, but in the future they will be able to be changed. So what we have is, for example, like 8 layers, building, environment, objects, and different phases. The idea behind this is that we can select an object here, or a machine, or something you can select in the save file here. And you are able to change the layer it is based on. So this means if we want to disable or enable different layers, we can just do it by selecting or deselecting it here at the top. So for example, I just added some files to different phases. So we have phase 1, which is like cutting and storage. Phase 2 is like edge. Phase 3 is your storage system, and phase 4 is like CNC system. So phase 5 doesn't have anything, and then we also have objects, which is disabling here my work pieces here in the layout, and also we have environment, which I just use for the fences and something like the lifter here. So yeah, and how you can work with it is just like let's say I want to work only on the cutting and storage system here. So I can just select them and change something here or add something here, I don't know, and change the layer here. And if I change it like to phase 3, it's hidden. So because it's part of the layer which I disabled here. So if you want to work on it, you can just like deselect every layer you have, and then after deselecting it, you can work on it, change layers of objects here. Be prepared that they are also like disabled if the layer newly selected layer is like hidden. So for example, if I change this one to phase 4, it's hidden now, but phase 1 because phase 1 is like visible, is visible as well. So with this state, you can easily just have some preparations and then say, okay, I want to show this layout here now with the with environment or without environment, and just say, okay, environment on and object on, and then you have it a little bit easier to just work with the different concepts here. So yeah, that's it. You can change every object you can select to a layer and then hide it or not hide it. So the next feature I would like to show you is the mathematical expression. What does it mean? It means that we are able to do some calculations here in the input fields. So for example, I will duplicate this little object here and say plus 2000. So it will add up 2000, duplicate it here again. Let's say add 2000 again. And so I will duplicate these ones here, say minus 2000. So I have a little array here, and just go some further, add some height. So we have this one here. And then we have a little array. You are also able to do some multiplications. So let's say it should be double the size, or like just half the size. So you can just add it here in the input fields. And also do something like plus 2000 multiplied by 3. And then you have this very long workpiece here. So yeah, that's it basically, just input fields, and you can do some calculations in there. So the next feature is nested save files, which is a little bit more complex, but I will try to give you some idea of it. So nested save files are like save files which you can include in your plan file, in your master plan file, and have a reference to it. So if there are updates in sub-plan files, they are automatically changed in your master file. So for example, let's say I have this concept here and I have a colleague who's working on the cutting and storage system here. So for that I prepared like this file here, which is the same I had before, but just separated. So let's say I have this file here and I'm working on it, or a colleague is working on it, and I'm fine with this file, and my other colleague is now able to work with it. So I will save it and I have it named, and I will import it here in the master plan file. So I will just import it. So now it's imported. I will not include it in the plan file, because that means that it will be saved in the state it is currently, but I will save it as a reference. So what this means, if it's saved now, it always looks on this plan file and will update your plan file accordingly. So let's give it a try. I will save this now here. So let's say the colleague has some changes. So for this one, I will just unhide the work pieces here. So these are the changes, and he has them ready and says, okay, I updated the save file. So what I'm just able to do is just to reopen my plan file, and the changes he made are still here in my reference save file. So nested save files are like this indicated. So it's a little package, and they have the name of the save file .plan and a path, and also they are able to be included in the original plan file. So with this one, I'm just able to release to just import more plan files. Let's say this one here, more plan files. I will save this one here again. So I will save it. And again, my colleague is changing something in the main file. Let's say he's hiding these parts here, is adding some different colors here for these files here, random, and he's changing it again and saving it again. So he saved it and says, okay, I have a new concept, and I'm just now able to say, okay, I am I'm reopening my file, and then you can see all these files are updated accordingly to the changes I made here. So the colors are different because it's random, but this main workpiece here is hidden. The other pieces are random, like colorized, and yeah, these objects are just referenced to the save file. So what does it mean, or for what is it? It means that you can have concepts, or like prepare concepts for yourself, or like do some little sub-plan files, which you are always able to use for your main plan file. So let's say you're doing a lot of cutting storage system save files. You can always say, okay, it's like for 500 pieces or 1,000 pieces, and then just prepare it as a plan file and import it for you and your colleagues. Or for example, if you have something like the lifter here, and you have some work pieces on it, or you have some worker on it, you can also save this little thing here as a sub-plan file and then just import it as a reference. So it's a nice tool to get your concepts together without breaking something, because before nested save files, it was not possible to update it automatically in your main plan file. So yeah, this is the feature. Just one notice, the plan files are imported like an object here, but you're still able to click on sub-objects of the plan file to look at the customizations here. You cannot change them and you cannot move them, but yeah, you're still able to look at what customizations are chosen here. So yeah, that's it. Just the nested save file here.